spills get cleaned up? Picture this: a pristine ocean suddenly marred by a slick, dark substance. How do we tackle such a disaster? Well, the answer lies in understanding the method of separating immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids, as you may know, are liquids that do not mix, like oil and water. Picture this: you've just shaken up a bottle containing oil and water. At first you might see a whirl of bubbles and droplets, but give it a moment and you'll see the two separate again, each staying in its own layer. This is the principle of immiscibility, where certain liquids, regardless of how much you try to mix them, will always settle back into separate layers. Now, why does this happen? Well, it all comes down to the molecular structure of the liquids. Some liquids, like oil and water, have different polarities, which means they aren't attracted to each other. Instead, they repel each other, choosing to hang out with their own kind. But what if you wanted to separate these stubborn liquids? Don't worry, we've got a solution for that. To separate these liquids, a special technique is used, known as decantation. Decantation is a process that involves the careful pouring off of a liquid to separate it from a denser liquid or solid. Picture this: you have a jar filled with a mixture of oil and water. As you probably know, oil and water don't mix, they're immiscible. So what happens? Well, given time, the denser liquid, in this case water, settles at the bottom. The lighter liquid, oil, floats on top. This separation occurs due to the difference in densities of the two liquids. Now, here's where the decantation comes in. To separate these two liquids, you would slowly and carefully pour off the oil from the top, making sure not to disturb the water beneath. This requires a steady hand and a bit of patience, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it. And voila, you've successfully separated oil from water, two immiscible liquids. And that's how you can separate two immiscible liquids using decantation. So, to quickly recap what we've learned today, we've delved into the fascinating world of immiscible liquids, those two or more liquids that just can't seem to mix, like oil and water. We've discovered that this is due to the difference in their respective densities. We then explored the process of decantation, a simple yet ingenious method that takes advantage of this very property. By carefully pouring off one layer, we can effectively separate these immiscible liquids. This technique is not only useful in science laboratories, but also in our daily lives. And there you have it, a simple yet effective method to separate two immiscible liquids. Remember this the next time you spill oil in water and need to clean it up.